Hi cuties, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so well. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make these epic bracelets. I love my bracelets so much and they're so easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to make them super easy in like 5 to 10 minutes literally, and you only need 2 supplies, just 2. So let's get into it. The first thing that you're gonna definitely need is some beads. I buy my beads from Michaels and Joann Fabrics. I find though that Michaels has better gemstone beads, and you can tell that they're real gemstones if they say semi-precious beads. I like getting the ones that don't say dyed, but sometimes if I like the color, I get dyed. Anyway, you're gonna need some beads. I actually have a few beads today because I'm planning on making a couple bracelets. They had a sale on beads at Michaels, so I couldn't help but pick up a few. And the second thing that you're gonna need is this stretchy string. This is a really popular brand. They have it at Michaels, they have it at Joann's. I recommend getting the 0.5 millimeter. It works really great for me, super stretchy. I've had no experiences with them breaking, and I wear them literally all the time. I wear them to the gym, I wear them in the shower. I just never take them off. So you're gonna need that. And then I said that we're only gonna need 2 supplies, but you are going to need probably a ruler. Not really necessary, but you probably wanna have a ruler and a pair of scissors. But these are just supplies that I kind of assume that like everyone has just like laying around their house. If you don't have them laying around your house, just like run over to your like Dollar Tree or something and you can get them really cheap. So that's everything that you're gonna need. Now let me show you how to make it. So the first thing to do is going to be to cut our string. This ruler is kind of crusty, but I hope that you can tell what I'm doing. So I like to make my bracelets a lot more loose. I don't really like when they hug my wrist too much, but in general, you probably want to keep your bracelet from either 6 inches to 7.5 inches. So I would go around 7 if you like it a bit loose, and definitely do it around 6 or 6.5 if you like it to be more tight and you don't want any chance of it like flying off when you flick your wrist. So personally, I like to make mine 7 inches. So I'm gonna cut it actually an entire foot because I need a lot of space to tie the knots, just because it's really hard to work with little tiny ends of the string when making a knot, especially because I have these claws on right now. So if you also have claws on, don't worry, you can make these. Just you're gonna wanna give yourself a little extra room with the string to tie the knots. So I'm gonna cut it like roughly about a foot, maybe a little longer. And the first bracelet that I wanna make is with these quartz, like potato beads. Like look at this name, quartz potato. I love that for some reason. I just wanna have potato beads on my wrist. Plus these are so pretty and it's genuine quartz. Like I don't know how they have such a pretty reflect like that, but I need these on my wrist ASAP. And I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm going to cut that in half and just put all the beads on my desk because that just works easiest for me. You can put them in a bowl or a dish if you'd like, but for me with my long nails, it's like much easier to pick them up just straight off of the table. One thing that I can tell you about stringing them on the string, I don't have to explain a lot. You just put the bead, you put the hole on the string, but you want to be careful that they don't fall off the other side because I've had that happen to me a few times. So what I like to do is I like to kind of wrap the other end that I'm not going to be stringing the beads on. I like to wrap it kind of like through my finger and like hold it with my hand like that so that I'm making sure that the beads aren't falling off the other end. Sounds complicated, it's really not. Just hold the end of your string so the beads don't fall through. And then you're just going to start stringing them on. See? They don't fall through because I'm holding it. Isn't that nice? So now just string as many on until it gets to your desired length. So I'm just gonna string them on until it gets to 7 inches. The smaller your beads are, the longer it's gonna take, obviously, because you're gonna have to string more beads on. But the bigger your beads are, the less time it will take. Also, if you're new to my channel and you like my nails, most of the videos I make on this channel are nail videos, so definitely go check those out. All right, so I've reached the point where my bracelet is 7 inches. So just the beaded part measures 7 inches. And now it's time to tie the knots. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of fancy knots out there that people use. But to be honest, I just use a regular old knot. I don't even know the name of it. You just tie a knot, just tie a knot. Tie a knot. That's not the only knot we're gonna tie. So tie that knot. That knot is probably going to become a little loose when you tie the second one. Don't worry, because the second knot is really going to be the one that is the tighter one. And I'm sorry, this is probably going to be very hard for you to see with my long nails, but just know that I am tying a regular old knot, nothing special. But I promise you, I've never ever had a bracelet come undone. So just bear with me for a second. Tie the second knot and then tie a third knot. And make sure that when you're tightening them, you're kind of going like this. Make sure it's pretty tight. Don't pull too hard though. Just kind of pull and release tension like that. And then what I like to do to make sure that it's not going to come undone is to also, after the third knot, pull the bracelet apart a little bit like that to make sure that the knot is nice and strong. And it seems to be, it's not coming undone. So that seems to be a pretty good knot. But then just for extra measure, just to take like extra precaution, I like to tie maybe 2 or 3 more knots so that there's like 5 to 6 knots per bracelet, just to be safe. And boom, I've got those knots all tied. And now you kind of have like a little tiny tower of knots. So you're gonna take your scissors and you're gonna cut that extra string off. You don't really need to leave any of the string, you know, like just cut it really close to the knot. It's fine because you should have made at least like 4 knots. So you should be fine cutting it very close to the knot. And then some people might not like that little knot right there. What you can do is you can put another bead that's a bit bigger before you put the knot so that it hides the knot. And so you can like kind of pull the knot through it. Or if your beads are big enough, you can kind of pull the knot through one of those beads. And there, you can't even see it. Where'd the knot go? It's gone. And there's our first bracelet. Oh, so cute. Oh my goodness, that one looks so good with these. Bro, I love these bracelets. Okay, let me just tell you all the stones that I'm wearing right now just because it's fun and I know them all. Amethyst, garnet, rose quartz, aquamarine, kiwi jasper. I know, you don't believe me. You don't think it's a real thing, but it's a real thing. It's called kiwi jasper and it's absolutely fabulous. And then quartz. Cute! So that is how you make the bracelet. So easy. That's how I make all my bracelets. That's how I've always made them and they never have broken on me before. So I hope that that tutorial was helpful for you. This is basically the end of the tutorial. Now I'm just going to make a couple other bracelets. So if you want to like stick around and see what else I come up with, then feel free. But you know, if you were just here for the tutorial part, I understand. C'est la vie. Goodbye. But I'm going to make some more bracelets. Let's go. I got this shirt at Ross. I love this shirt. I love Ross. Okay. Let's get back to the bracelets. Okay, so for the next bracelet, I want to use these really cute freshwater pearl beads. These ones though, like I was saying about the dyed versus not dyed, these ones do say dyed. It's like if you look, it says dyed pearl. It's still real freshwater pearl, it's just they dye it. The only bad thing about that is if you do wear it a lot and wear it like while you're sweating, working out, taking a shower, washing your hands, the color could start to fade. That's not really a big deal to me, so I don't mind. But if you do mind that, then try to stick to the ones that aren't dyed. And then I think that would be super cute with these shell stars, because if you don't know me, I'm a bit obsessed with stars at the moment. And these ones are also dyed, so yeah, but that's all right. It don't mind to me. All right, so I've cut my string. With my really long nails, I feel like cutting at least a foot in like an inch or 2 of string is the best because you're not gonna have as hard of a time like tying it. And I do have a little bead organizer, so whatever we don't use, I will put into there and use them in another project. I love these beads so much. Why are they so cute? Focus. Focus, Annie. Focus. All right, so again, if you didn't see it very well before, I hold my string by putting it in between 2 of my fingers on my right hand. And then I use my left hand to put the beads on. And I am right-handed, but for me, it's easier to use my right hand to string the string through the bead than to use my right hand to put the bead on. I mean, it's not really something I need to explain. It's definitely something that you would intuitively figure out on your own. But like, you know, I always like to be very thorough with my explanations. So for this bracelet, I think I'm gonna do like 1 star bead for every 4 pearls. I think that will be cute. And I'm gonna do the pearls not in any like particular order. I'm just gonna kind of put them on there. Cute. So I'm just gonna repeat that again until I get to 7 inches. Alrighty, so here we are. I actually ended up going all the way to 7.5 inches. Didn't like, because I chose to do this sort of pattern, sometimes it's hard to make it exactly as long as you want to because you kind of have to work in segments in order for it to look like symmetrical, to look like cohesive and good, to just not look weird. So by the time I had got to like just this point, it was 6.5 inches. And so I could have either just tied it at 6.5 and had it be a little bit too small for my wrist, or I could have added like a whole nother segment and go all the way to 7.5 inches, but have it be a little too big. And I personally prefer my bracelets to be a little too big because when I'm working on a laptop or anything like that, I like to be able to kind of roll them down on my arm a little bit so that they're not in the way when I rest my arms on the desk. So that's why I ended up going all the way to 7.5. But other than that, I think it is looking so super cute. So let's tie it up. 1 knot, 2 knot. Don't start tugging the bracelet until after you do 3 knots because 2 knots might not be strong enough and your bracelet might just like totally collapse. All right, so there's knot number 3. I'm gonna tug that tight and then tug it apart like that to make sure it's really tightened. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put 2 more security knots. These beads are a little bit smaller, if you can tell, so it's a bit harder to like kind of push the knot through the bead hole. Personally, the knot doesn't bother me, so I don't mind. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and boom. Cute! I love that one. This one's definitely looser than the rest of them, but I think it's fine because it's like not like falling off my hand when I flick my wrist. It's all good. Okay, so I'm going to make just 1 more bracelet. And for this one, I'm going to make it with these Aventure chips. In case you want to make a bracelet with beads just like this one or this one, the size of these beads is 8mm. And I kind of just prefer 8mm. I don't know. It's like a good medium size. So to get to 7 inches, I'm going to need like an entire strand plus maybe a few of them. So I'm just going to open 2 strands. Usually I would open these straight into my bead organizer so that I didn't have to pick them up off my table at the end, but I'm too lazy to go get it. So it's just more work for future and it's fine. Okay, and so now just the exact same way as I did the last 2, I am just going to start stringing these beads on until I get to 7 inches. This one might take a little bit longer because the chips are a little smaller and they really vary in size. So also it will be much faster for you if you don't have long nails like I do. Making these 3 bracelets while filming is taking me about like half an hour, but if you did it without long nails, without filming, with like 8mm beads, I really truly believe it would only take you 5 to 10 minutes. That's how long it usually takes me. It's measuring out 7 inches now, so I'm gonna tie it up, tying up the final bracelet now. 1 knot. Also, you wanna make sure to keep it tight after you tie the first knot because the first knot is not strong at all. Like, it is not going to hold your bracelet together if you let go of it and it will fall apart. So just make sure to tie that second knot before you let go of it or anything like that. See, once you put the second knot, it'll hold it together, but it might unravel later on when you're wearing it. So that's why I do a 3rd knot, tug on it to make sure it's super strong. Don't tug too hard though. I'm just lightly going like in and out, just putting enough force that I feel the tension, but I'm not like ripping it in half. And just finish it up with 2 more knots. So cute. That goes with these bracelets so well. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love these so much. I'm obsessed with them. I am so obsessed with them. So that's it for this video, you guys. That is how I make my epic bracelets. I just think it's such an easy, fun way to like relax and also just really like spice up your look with some pretty gems. It's just so fun. I love it so much. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I hope that you'll try to make some cool bracelets. I think that they also have beads on like Temu and AliExpress and stuff, but I've never bought beads from there, especially not the stone ones, because the stone ones I kind of like to see them in person and like feel them and like know that they're like real stone, because you can tell the difference between like synthetic and real stone, because real stone, when it's not on your skin, it's cold to the touch. Obviously, once it's been on your skin for a while, we're warm-blooded, they're gonna become warm. When you just pick them up, they should have a cold feeling to them. Like these ones feel cold when I put them on my face. Quick tip on how to know if your beads are real stone or not. If they're cold, they're real. If they're not, unless they were like in the fridge or something, they're probably synthetic. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I sure did enjoy making it. I hope that you are having a beautiful, amazing week. Make sure to give this video a like, please, if you enjoyed it, because it helps me a lot. And I really, really appreciate it. Also subscribe, because you're cool. And subscribing is cool. And just because you love me. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, cutie. Mwah.